Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, he's here already.
What's this guy doing here?
I just
Who
want to be
is
like
this guy?
Keith. I just want to be like Keith and sit by the pool with my glasses on. Oh wait,
That's
I did do that today. I did
Yeah,
that.
I did the same thing. I did the same
Ah,
thing. Oh, wow. Good to see everyone tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have Clay back with us last week. You know that we've never had a guest that gave us a trailer the week before,
Yeah.
and we pretended like it wasn't scripted, but it really was. Okay, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. We cannot lie. We cannot tell a lie. I guess we could, but Clay, good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. I had about 7 alarms on my phone and a timer and everything. So right when I got on, I had to go to my phone and just turn all the alarms off and all the timers off. But I wasn't missing it this week.
That's awesome. Well, Jeremy's getting the page shouted out to, or the room rather shouted out to several different groups and pages on Facebook. And while he's doing that, let's say hello to some guys. We had a bunch of guys already commenting a minute or two before that we even went live. So we're grateful for that. S&H Pressure Washing, Griffin Jones, God bless you, my man. 151 Soft Wash, Austin. I mean, a lot of these guys are exclusively fresh members, so I'm glad to see you guys tuning in tonight. John, always good to see you. Dwayne Smither, here's another one. John, there you are. Bobby Linden, my man. Bobby Linden come by the shop today, hang out. And Peak Pro Wash Cleaning Services, Keith Pickens sent us that picture with the by the pool. Said it was doctor's orders. We must have the same doctor. Jeremy, do you have the same doctor? Because I was in the pool today.
if you don't recall, I did deem myself the doctor of love. So yes, I am.
You are the doctor of love. Yes, you are. So Clay, were you in the pool today?
I was not in the pool today.
Oh man, that hence the no sunglasses.
I know. I literally don't even own a pair of sunglasses.
Oh God, you're not helping your case any.
I know.
Charles Henry, you called today or yesterday. I'm sorry I wasn't able to call you back, but I promise I'll get to you.
No, you're
promise.
not.
Yes, I will. I promise I will. Richard Kurtz. Hello, Mike. Grindbusters here. First time. I thought so. I don't think I recognized you, but Grindbusters, I think you purchased some Fresh Rinse Media material from us in the past. Anthony Castro, Bleach Sprayer, Tommy Bain, my man from right there in Illinois. God bless you, my brother. The things we remember. Average Content. This guy's name is Average Content. I love the honesty, bro. I love the honesty. And then Brad, God bless you. Ryan, another member with us. John Shoemaker, another member with us. I mean, he's got a bunch of guys. Dean Dirt, my man. Always good to see Dean, Cody, and Eric Grooms, man. Always so good to see you guys, and we're glad that you're here tonight. We have a banger tonight. Clay's with us, and Clay is we're going to talk 5-star Google reviews. We're not even going to talk 4. Jeremy might want to talk about 1s, gets a couple of those every now and then, but we're going to talk about reviews, how that they help your rating and ranking on Google. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of things, how to get more reviews, and of course, Clay is going to lead us in all the right directions, no doubt about it. Clay, take just a moment, tell us who you are and what you do and how you're associated with Jeremy and myself, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Clay Lawrence, based out of the Panhandle of Florida, in between sunny Destin and Panama City. And I own a software company called Review Harvest. I've been doing it for a couple of years. We help home service businesses get the reviews that y'all deserve. And so been doing it for a couple of years. I had a background in marketing. I've actually been doing marketing for home service businesses since high school. It was like I was the kid in the back of the classroom not paying attention, and like on YouTube, like how to build a website, how to run ads, and so then I went to college, and I quickly realized, like, if I was going to try and make A's in all these classes, it'd be a total waste of my time. because I didn't want to do anything after college besides do this stuff. So I just coasted through college, made the lowest grades possible at the University of Florida, and I just worked the whole way through. People with digital marketing stuff, learned more about it, and started Review Harvest shortly after that. So now we help a little over 400 businesses get more Google reviews.
Wow. So in our comment section, Clay, you're going to see a bunch of guys. All of these guys are pressure washers.
Amazing.
And so your connection to this space is really through Jeremy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Or,
yeah.
or are you servicing other pressure washing businesses as well? Or what does that look like for you?
Yeah, we probably got 30 or 40 pressure washing, power washing companies. And I reached out to Jeremy probably a couple of months ago at this point, said, hey, man, love the YouTube content. I'd love to set you up on Review Harvest and show you what we can do. And so we set him up, got him 20, 30 reviews in about a month and in the last month or so. And yeah, and now we're here.
Awesome. Wow. That's fantastic.
It's been great, man. I love it.
Appreciate it.
As we look over to the comments, Clay, from time to time, though, our main focus tonight will be on Google reviews and all things Google reviews. We will answer some questions. So, guys, if you have pressure washing related questions, life related questions, then we'll do our best to answer those. And what I'm noticing a lot, Jeremy, is that a lot of guys are connecting with one another in the chat section over here, and they're actually answering one another's questions. So that's good. I always love to see it, and we love the camaraderie and the help that you're giving to one another. And then at the end, we'll pray. So we're going to be praying at the end. If you have prayer requests, we do that every week, and we enjoy adding that kind of icing on the cake. We do want to pray. We have a fella in our community who passed away this past week, falling off a ladder, and actually fell off a roof. And so we're going to be praying for him and his family as well. And then, Jeremy, if you don't mind, would you throw up there on the screen our Venmo and Cash Apps? And if you'll throw that up there, guys, if you want to make a donation to his family, then we'll make sure that gets to them. And you can just send that to my Venmo or Cash App or Jeremy and his Cash App. And I don't know. I didn't know Jesse. Jesse Grover is his name. But Jesse fell off a ladder, young fella, 3 kids, beautiful wife, and he's no longer with us. So we want to be mindful of that. And if you'd like to make a donation, then we'll make sure that his wife gets that donation. All right.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what do you think, buddy? How was your day?
Brother, my day was good. It's hot. It was very hot.
It was hot.
I think I did 4 jobs. Got some reviews from those jobs. Can't complain already. The best thing about it is I get the reviews, and the reviews get followed up with, and I never have to do it. That's what I like about it.
They're nice.
Yeah.
And it's professional. It's professional. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, boys, it's hot. Shingle roofs are not fun to be on at 2:00 in the day. Wear your hydration and make sure you got your boots on, your roof boots. Well, I'm at a loss for words for what they are. I can't think of right now. Probably because I got too hot.
Yeah, maybe even some gloves, because you put your hands down on those hot shingles, bro.
I had gloves on too, man. I had on gloves. So
and your cougar paws, I bet.
Yes, cougar paws. Gosh, I was about to say bear paws, but that's like some knockoff Walmart stuff or something. So not what I meant.
Cougar paws.
Yeah, Van Sage there for the win. Cougar paws. He knows.
Well, I was on ladders every day. My wife, when she says, "How was your day?" If I say it was a good day, what I mean by that is it was a day that I wasn't on the ladder. I hate ladders. I'm a small guy. I'm not strong. I'm 54 years old. I have no business carrying 28-foot ladders with bull horns on the end. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of done with it. I'm kind of done with those big commercial jobs that I've been doing. They pay well, and you got to love that aspect of it. But man, climbing up 28 feet and then climbing over the rail onto a deck. That's the easy part. It's getting the nerve to climb back over and you're 28 feet. And I got Jeremy on the other line, and he's not even paying attention, you know. So God only knows what would happen if I fall. He'd probably just say, "Man, I gotta go. Stop at Subway and get him something to eat." And who
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
All right, let's talk Google reviews. Clay, I've got 331 Google reviews.
Awesome.
And I need your services because I'm confident that that number would greatly increase. If I've got 331, as I do now, I just got one yesterday. That's how I know it's 331.
Yeah.
What you're telling me is that you can tap into my database and it will send an email or a text message to every single contact that's in my database. They will get an email or a text asking for a review. All of this is AI generated. And if they give me a review, even the response is AI generated. Take it from there.
Yeah. No. So that's what we call our review reactivation. It's kind of the first play in our playbook. And a lot of times it's because you've been in business for months, years, decades, and you've got hundreds or thousands of previous customers that were happy, but they didn't leave you a review. Right. Wow. And so we tap into that database with the review reactivation, send out a text and email. We send out personalized images. So, for example, Jeremy uploaded a photo. I think it was a selfie of him with his gear on in front of his truck. And every time we send out that text, we auto-populate the customer's name on it. So Sally might not remember you from this, that, or the other from last year or 2 years ago. But when she sees you, when she sees your face, when she sees your branding, and she gets that photo, she's way more likely to leave a review. And so a lot of other companies would just send out a boring old text or email. So like, hey, leave us a review or whatever. And they just get worse conversion rates. And the reason why they don't want to send out those images is because those images are expensive. It's about 3 or 4 times more expensive for us to send out an image, but it is well worth it. We can only get anywhere from 10 to 15% of your previous customers to leave you a review. And then on an ongoing basis, once we, for example, Jeremy, close out a job today, we can get 25, 30% of those customers to leave a review, sometimes even higher. Some of our customers get like 50, 60% review conversion rate. And so, yeah, the response is AI generated. If it's anybody you want to remove from that database, you definitely can. We all have those bad apples. We have the crazy people that we don't want to. So you can skim through that list and remove anybody. But yeah, that's the first play in our playbook, that review reactivation. We give you a big jolt in your Google reviews and help you start ranking higher pretty quickly.
Well, that's awesome. And we're going to talk more about that. We have a great question here. John says, all my social media is on Google, but I don't exactly know why my company is not showing up on Google. This is his GMB, what it would previously be Google My Business. He said, I got a message saying my account is suspended. Any thoughts? Yeah, I'm going to put something in the comment section for you here, John. And this is... gosh, I'm almost hesitant to say a guarantee, but man, is this guy good. Alan, and it's ALAN. Remember that. Tucker, this is how you're going to find him on Facebook. Bearden, okay? Just as you see it there in the comment section, right there, you find this guy on Facebook. And I believe it came up as both of us, Jeremy and I both posted this. And Alan can work with you there. I think you're going to pay $175 down and $175 if he gets it set up, and he's about 95% effective. I was down for several months, and guys, when you've got 300 plus Google reviews, and there's a lot of added benefit to having that many Google reviews. It means something to a business. And I paid another guy who I'm sure did a wonderful job and didn't waste my time, but he couldn't get it done. I worked several months at getting my Google My Business restored. Couldn't do it. Found Alan, and within 24 hours, Alan got my business back up. And since then, he has done this for many of my friends.
Yeah.
There's something in the water. If you're my friend, you're probably going to lose your account at some point, I guess. But contact Alan and mention my name. He'll be glad to help you out.
Yeah. For sure. And I'll touch on that. Google the past 2 years has gotten brutal with their verifications. Back in the day, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you could get your profile verified with a postcard or a text or a call, and it was easy peasy. What happened was there was a lot of bad fake bad actors out there who there was this thing called rank and rent. Basically what it was you just spin up a fake business, you just create a logo, you pressure washing, HVAC, whatever, get a Google business profile verified, create a website, create a business that's not really real, but get it listed. And then you just rank higher on Google. Someone that knows how to do that can rank a profile pretty high, can rank a website pretty high. Wow. And then what they would do is they would get all those leads and then go sell them to people, right? So they would rank a website and they'd rent it out to other businesses that wanted those leads. And Google wanted to shut that down because they had a lot of not legitimate businesses in there. And so they've gotten really aggressive on making sure profiles are legit. And I think the pendulum is finally starting to swing back a little bit closer to making it easier because Google heard the cries of how awful it was the past 2 years.
Okay.
Google posted a video about that. The Google Business Profile team posted a video about, hey, we know it's awful. We're trying to make it better while still keeping these bad actors out. And so they're working on it, but Google it's a pain.
Well, believe it or not, guys, Google actually works hard to protect you. And that's what Clay is kind of telling us there. My situation was when I started ReadyWash Systems, and most of you know I don't even have a website. I don't even have a website, and I've never had a website. But when I started ReadyWash Systems and I got a website for ReadyWash, I tapped into my Google with ReadyWash Systems, the website. So basically, Mike's Pressure Washing's website is www.readywashsystems.com. Google thought that there was another company coming in to kind of take over, and they just shut it down. So they did it for my safety. But there's nobody at home office. You know what I mean? There's nobody at home office who's there ready to take my call. And so trying to help them to understand what was going on, it just wasn't happening. Anyways, Alan Bearden, he's your guy, and I'm confident he'll be glad to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I saw one here just a moment ago. This is a good one for you, Clay. John, who I just met recently, says, does Google not flag you for sharp spikes in reviews that occur in 1 week?
Great question. So from what we've done with 400 businesses, gotten a lot of them hundreds of reviews in the first month or even week, we've never, ever seen a Google Business Profile get suspended or restricted for that spike in reviews. There has been rumblings about that. I've heard that. I've always been aware of that. And we even drip the messaging out. So if you give us 1,000 contacts, we're not going to reach out to those 1,000 contacts in 1 week. We're going to drip that out over a couple of weeks to make it look more organic. Google does prefer kind of a steady increase, a steady influx of reviews instead of bursts. They're basically stopping and starting. And that's why review recency is so important, because people be like, oh, I'm going to get some reviews. They get 60 reviews and they don't get a review for a year. And then in a year, they haven't gotten a review. They might have more reviews than their competitors. But Google's like, how do I know this business is still in business and doing a good job? They haven't gotten a review in a year, right?
Right.
And so yeah, we drip those out to make them more organic and make them look more natural. But it's just like anything. If you've got 1,000 previous customers that are happy, you're better off having the 200 extra reviews today than it is waiting 6 months and doing it really, really slowly, right? It's like dollar cost averaging into the market versus like lump sum. If you got 100K to put in the market today, it's probably going to serve you better to do it now in 5 years than just doing $1 a day for the next 5 years.
That's nice. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hey, thank you, Skip Bates, for the donation. We'll make sure that that this family gets that. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see my Cash App and Venmo and Jeremy's Cash App and Venmo, and we are taking a collection for the young fella who died this week. As he fell off a roof. His name is Jesse Grover. He's beloved here in the Wash community, and he passed away. So we're going to try to help out there with that family and to show our condolences in that way. So if you want to give, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. I just saw your donation as well. Appreciate that.
Wonderful, Jeremy. Tell us about your experience with Clay and what that looks like.
Looks great, man. Looks like I've got 30 new reviews. What are you talking about?
That's right.
I mean, what else is there to say? It's been fabulous. I mean, really. And speaking of, I've got 30 plus new reviews, and I don't know where I'm at on what he's talking about. Like people who have left me a review, now they're leaving me like an updated review, or they're just clicking it and hitting continue or whatever.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I was on a roof today. Well, the roof I was on like at 2:00 and it was stupid hot. It was for a previous customer. She gave me the tip. Then I just marked the order as completed. And I didn't even think anything about it. But she actually went on there and updated her review because I saw it. And I was like, oh, and it's like, we've used him multiple times. We'll be using him more again in the future. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, huh. I mean, it's not really a new review, but it's a new review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's what, like I said last week, I think it's like review recency is once the studies for 2025 come out, I'm thinking, and other SEO experts are thinking, that review recency is going to be something Google has really elevated this year. I actually had somebody today who just started their business. We got them like 10 reviews in the last couple of days. They only have 20 reviews, but he sent me a photo today. I did a ranking report, and he's ranking better than businesses that have 50, 70, 100 reviews with only 20 reviews, but because those people haven't gotten consistent reviews the past couple of weeks, right? And so he's ranking on the first page of Google right now because of those 10 reviews he got recently. And so updating those reviews is something Google's really looking for, because Google wants to find a great business that's relevant to the search query that somebody typed in, like pressure washer or something like that, who's still in business. And the easiest way to tell Google that you're still in business and doing a good job is get 5-star reviews.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Adam Myers is in the military. He's got orders for 3 months away, and he asked a great question. He says, "Is there a possibility of my Google business account being suspended during the 3 months?" What do you think about that?
Yeah, so if you're not getting reviews for 3 months, your profile is not going to get suspended. Like, your profile will be fine. It just, your ranking might suffer a little bit for not getting reviews. Something that you could do in those 3 months is any friends and family Google says anyone who's interacted with your business, not transacted, but interacted with your business, has the grounds to leave you a review. So think about anybody you've given a quote. Think about any of your friends and family you've talked to about your business. Doesn't even have to be, it could just be y'all talking shop or whatever. I mean, I tell realtors this all the time. I'm like, as a realtor, your face is your business. And a lot of y'all are the same way. Your face is your business, right? So anyone who's interacted with you has grounds to leave you a review. So you could kind of drip some of those messages out over those 3 months to your friends and family to try and keep those reviews coming in. That's probably what I would do. But if your profile is getting suspended, it's because Google's not liking something or somebody reported something. And we can go into some things that Google might not like and why you might get suspended if you'd like. But
we might just do that.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm open to whatever. I mean, you got a wealth of knowledge, and I'm be more than glad to hear whatever you get to say. And I know these guys would be too, because it's a lot of good questions coming in here. Yeah.
And that's what I was telling Jeremy earlier. If some of y'all want to drop the name of your business and where you're located in the comments, I can start. I've done this in the past where I pull up their profile, I pull up their website, and I start giving them tips.
Wow. Okay.
They would love that.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. Start with Mike's Pressure Washing in Cincinnati, Ohio. No, don't do that. We'll definitely get some guys on here. Hey, my buddy Keith says, is there a magic number of reviews to aim for? Also, does a review from a repeat customer carry more weight? We kind of touched on that, but maybe a little bit more.
So magic number for reviews, apparently Sterling Sky, they're a big SEO research company. They said like 10 reviews, you get a big jolt from like 9 to 10. I think that just kind of puts you on Google's radar. But everything after that is just totally based off of, other businesses in your area, right? If you're in an area where the top guys got 40 reviews and you're pushing 60, 70, 80, you're doing great. So it's all going to depend on, if you've got businesses in your area that have hundreds or thousands, then you're going to need a little bit more to rank higher on Google. So it's really a lot more relative to your area. There's no magic number. You just want to make sure that you're up there at the top and have, more than all the other competitors. And once again, you're consistently getting those reviews. And in terms of repeat reviews or updated reviews being more impactful, I haven't seen any data of them being more impactful. I do think that Like I said, just that recency of it, that makes it a more relevant review, because if they left you a review 2 years ago and they update it, now that review looks like it was left today. And so Google's going to weight that heavier for now. But there's a couple other things that come down to like more powerful reviews. Like the most powerful review would be a review from a local guide. So a review from a local guide that has photos, has your keywords and a comment in the review, and then also is left today, a recent review, right? Those are kind of like the gold standard. That's the best review. You have to be tricky on asking for stuff though, because if you ask for photos and you ask for keywords, you might end up just hurting your conversion rate and just getting less reviews overall because you make it seem like work, right? Okay. So yeah, local guide, that all it is they've left a lot of reviews and Google's saying, no, this is a local guide. We trust their feedback. So
if you don't mind,
yeah,
Clay, if you jump in there and see if you can find anything on sleek siding pressure washing from Indiana. Maybe you can offer some advice to Adam buyers.
Sleek siding pressure washing.
Jeremy, earlier somebody asked why the sunglasses. It just has to be because of our future.
It is. It is.
Our future is so
and
terrible.
Keith Pickens is on here tonight.
That's right.
All right. Y'all mind if I share my screen real quick and we'll dive into sleek siding pressure washing?
Yeah, we got
do it, brother. Do it.
Let's do it. All right. Here we are. All right. So we got sleek siding pressure washing here, 24 reviews. Let's open up their profile. All right. So their website. All right. First thing. So website. I know, Mike, you might not want to hear this, but it is really beneficial to have a legit website. It's fine. It's, Facebook page is fine for now. But giving Google, your website will give so much more context to Google as to what they should rank you for, right? So let's also grab this map URL.
Oh, you want me to add? Let me add this on the screen for you. Is that good for you? Can I add it, or do you?
Let's see. Can y'all see my screen? Y'all see my screen?
No, we're not.
No,
there you go.
There we are. Okay, now y'all can see my screen. All right. Well, I'm going to run a report through my reporting tool real quick for his business. Let's go ahead and do a map URL. Let's do pressure washing as the search term. And
washing, thank you so much for your donation. We really appreciate that.
Awesome. And so what we're going to do, this is going to run a report, and it's going to simulate basically somebody searching on their phone or their computer for pressure washing in each one of these little areas. And so we can see this report here. Let's click into it. All right. So we can see this is Fort Wayne. You're ranking well kind of on the west side over here. This might just because there's less competition. But if we look at your competitors here, let's see where. So Neil Power Washing is crushing it. Hook and Ladder Cleaning is crushing it. And when I look at your profile, the first thing I'm thinking, obviously, more reviews. Second thing, create a website. You can just go to Fiverr, guys, and just pay somebody $50 for a website. And I know Fiverr's full of people that aren't great. So when you're doing $50, you can afford to pay 2 or 3 people to get a good eventually you'll get a good one. And just look at their reviews on Fiverr as well. But yeah, it looks like, let's see, opens. So one thing I would probably tweak is I would probably increase your open hours. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, or maybe we didn't, but basically Google has been pushing, when you type in a search for pressure washing Fort Wayne, Indiana, if they're searching at 7 p.m. and it says that your business is closed, Google's going to kind of push yours down a little bit and try and find somebody that's open. So it's not the end all be all, right? There will be closed businesses that rank there up top, but at this stage with this profile, you want to take everything you get. And so I would probably recommend doing like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. to about 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Because if you think about it, probably most of your people that you work with have jobs. So they're probably working 9 to 5. So all their searches for pressure washing might come out of your service hours, which is hurting your business because you say you're closed during then. And so even if you're not answering the phone at this time, it's better for you to get the phone call and get the lead than not get it at all, right? And so when you do this, you want to make sure this is consistent with everywhere else on Google, right? Like if you say your hours are 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., but your website says they're 9 to 5, Google will catch on to that and they might update your hours for you automatically. Same thing with Yelp or your Facebook. Wow. And so I would probably extend your hours here. Veteran owned, that's great. Let's take a look at some of these photos. We got some before and after photos. I love that. One thing that I recommend with all photos, so photos aren't a ranking factor. They're not going to help you rank higher on Google, but they will do a better job of converting the eyeballs you have, right? If you've got good photos, they'll be more likely to call you, click on your profile, and give you a ring. And so we got great before and after photos, but the number one thing that I recommend local businesses, power washing businesses, pressure washing businesses, any home service business do is post photos of your face, your face, your employee's face, your trucks. People more than ever want to work with local business owners, not just some massive, big name brand that has 10,000 locations, right?
Nice.
They want to know who's showing up to their house. So I would probably add some of those photos there just to give your business a personal touch on Google. And then, let's see some of your competitors. So Neil, the guy that's ranking really well, he's got 187 reviews. So there's kind of the guideline there. You want to get up to 187. You might have 200 previous customers that could leave you a review. And so, definitely more reviews, more photos, increase your hours, and then create a website. That's kind of my actionable tips for sleek siding pressure washing here.
Wow, fantastic, man! Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope that was valuable.
That's awesome. Hey, John Shoemaker, thank you for your donation and others that are coming in. Again, we're donating to the family of the gentleman who fell off the roof this week, passed away. If you'd like to make a donation to help out the cause, probably go to funeral expenses, but we're not going to, regulate it in that way. But if you'd like to give, you see the Venmo and the Cash Apps at the bottom of the screen, and we're grateful for your contributions. Man, this is gold, guys. These are nuggets. And by the way, anyone who's in the room and you're in my exclusively fresh membership, you're kind of hearing some echoing here because I'm really, these guys know I push it very heavy that our neighbors in our communities, they love to support local hometown guys. They just do. I mean, they just do. I don't care where you live. It's kind of the anthem. We support small business. Now, whether they do or not is up to them, but that's kind of the anthem that we hear. So don't get too intimidated by the big, larger companies, but they do want to see our face. All my cards have my face on it. God help us. But nonetheless, I know that I myself, I kind of want to know who's coming to my house, especially if I'm not going to be here, but my wife is going to be here. I want to know. And so I post everything on Facebook from my personal page. I want them to see that I have grandchildren, that we play in the pool together. And then I show my face a lot on all of my advertising. You see me. So, in my truck. I agree, Clay. Thank you. That's a wonderful point.
For sure.
Awesome. Jeremy, you got didn't you say you got a less than 5-star Google review because of through this process?
I did say that. I did. I got 2. 1, 2, it happens. I'm not mad. I'm not really mad about it, Mike, until you bring it up, and then I get mad about it.
Then you get mad.
I get mad.
I can touch on that real quick. Touching on negative reviews or 4-star reviews or whatever. Couple of things to unpack here. 1, all consumer research points to a 4.8 star rating being the most compelling, convincing rating. That has to do with just nowadays consumers are more skeptical than ever. And so if they see you have a 1-star review or a 4-star review or a 3-star review, they see that it's possible, right? They see that it's possible for you to get a review, which adds legitimacy to all of your other reviews. Okay. The other thing is, if you get a 4-star review and everything in the review text is positive, right? They're raving about you, but it's 4 stars. Most of the time, it's just an accident. Their thumb clicked on the 4-star instead of 5-star. And so down the line, we're actually working on kind of a follow-up thing for that, where we can get AI to analyze the sentiment of the review. And if they didn't say anything positive, if they didn't say anything negative, but they left less than a 5-star review, then we can basically follow up and say, hey, did you mean to leave a 4-star or 3-star review? That's down the line, but definitely follow up. If they left you a somewhat negative review or 4-star, but everything was positive, just hit them again and say, hey, did you mean to do that? And just checking. Some people are just stingy, but
sure.
Yeah. But so I had that happen. It was the review read great. And I was like, this is 4 stars with a 5-star review, you know.
Yep.
I was like, well, you know, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe she wants me to stripe or something. I don't know.
Probably got to
But
hit her
the
up
other one
again.
was a straight up, the other one was a straight up 4-star
Yeah.
and a 4-star wording. Oh well.
And she was being
She's
generous.
on
Let's just be honest.
She's on my fired list. She's fired.
Blacklisted. So why would
Blacklisted.
someone rank higher if they have less reviews, they have less pictures and updates, etc.? Why would they rank higher? Anthony asked a great question.
Yeah, no, that is a great question. So when it comes to ranking higher on Google, there's about 150 different factors when it comes to local SEO, search engine optimization, ranking on that first page. And reviews pull about a 15 to 22% of that, making up that 150 factors there. It pulls about 15 to 22% of your ranking juice, depending on who you ask, right? So it's not, if you've got a bunch of reviews, but you've got no website, or you don't have your main business category isn't correct, or you're not listed other places on Google, then you could be ranking lower. When it comes to like updates and photos don't help with ranking. They just help with conversion, right? So one of the biggest SEO myths is like geotagging images, like adding a geolocation to all your images and uploading them. It doesn't do anything. Updates don't help you rank higher. Like your posts on Google Business Profile don't help you rank higher. Once again, those are just conversion rate things. And so in that case, it probably has to do with their website. So not all websites are created equal. One website might be 1 page, other websites might be 50 pages, right? And then also what Google's going to do is when someone types in pressure washing service, Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, or whatever, then Google's going to go crawl the web and see how many other places are each one of these businesses listed on the World Wide Web, right? So if your business is on Yelp and Yellow Pages and Facebook and Instagram and on all these directories and on the local chamber of commerce in your area, and you sponsor local softball teams and they have a website and your links there, those are all things that Google's going to give them the leg up in that category to overrun the reviews. So those are citations and backlinks when it comes to like the website.
I'm blown away, Jeremy. This is quality stuff.
It is. It's crazy. And let me ask you another question, Clay.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this is or what this is, but used to in my area, there were a handful of guys that if you just type in pressure washing Corbin, Kentucky, it would bring up, the map pack and then, 1, 2, 3 or whatever. And then down below is the websites. So I always just curious, like to know where I'm at. It's not that hard really in my area for me to be at the top because it's not that big of an area.
Yeah.
But I noticed here recently when I'm going into I always do it in incognito. So when I type in, pressure washing Corbin now, it doesn't show any of that. It just shows Kentucky Wash Pros, and it doesn't show any map pack. And then there's my website, which if you've seen my website, it sucks. It's a terrible website, but it's still, I'm still the first person up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't understand how that is.
Yeah, I can share my screen to show people what you're talking about there.
Okay. I mean, maybe I hope that might look different for you. I don't know.
Is this what yours looks like?
Maybe bring that on the screen for you.
Oh, there we go.
And while you're doing that, Danny Salyer, the Mold Ranger, is doing 8,000 square feet of concrete tonight at the casino in Bristol, Virginia. And he just wanted to say, hey, from the casino, hey, Danny, thank you for watching, my friend.
Yeah, that's exactly how it looks for me. It didn't used to look that way. There would be, the 3 and then whatever. Yeah,
no, this is actually great for you. So this is what's called a branded search, right? So if I type in just Review Harvest, we pop up right here. It's just Review Harvest that up top, our Google Business Profile. And it's because I typed in the name of our business. So Google thinks that you're just looking for this one business. And so I guess you're either ranking so well, you have so little competition in your area that when someone types in pressure washing Corbin, Google is doing what's called a branded search here, and they're just pulling up your business. So this is great for you. This is amazing.
All right. It ain't always been that way.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in competitive areas. If we type in pressure washing Houston, Texas, that's not the same thing. You see, that's not what's going to pop up. You get the map pack.
That's how it used to look. Like my next town over. If you typed in like London, Kentucky, then there's the 3, but I'm still like, number 3 on the list.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and so it's got to be a lack of competition where Google's basically saying, there's either nobody else in here that they want to rank, and so they're just tapping into your branded search there, which is great news for you.
It's crazy because those guys used to be on the list in Corbin, like they're in my area.
That's wild. I
don't understand it.
Yeah, maybe it's your reviews, your website presence opposed to them, but yeah, Google's just saying, hey, these are the guys to go with. Go with Kentucky Wash Press.
I'll take it, man.
Here's a great question. Here's a great question for us. And before you answer this question, answer my question. Would it be a good idea for me to change the name of my business to Pressure Washing Near Me? Wouldn't that just make sense?
It's the perfect SEO optimized name of your business. It's perfect.
Exactly.
It's perfect. It might not carry a lot of brand power. People might be like, that's a really weird name. It might not be very memorable, but just having your main keyword in there is enough. If you got pressure washing or power washing or something like that, that should be enough. But yeah, let's see what he says. If I type in pressure washing my town, it shows mine as number 1. I should be hitting good, right? I've tried other people's phones also, same thing. Yeah, so you can put the name of your business and your location, your city and state, and I can run a report on it. The reporting tools, I mean, a lot of them are like $15 to $20 a month, or they're not crazy. But the reporting tools are going to give you a more holistic picture. It is tricky to figure out how you're actually ranking just from your phone or your friend's phone or whatever like that, because Google has personalized searches, right? So Google knows your previous search history and all that sort of stuff. And so if Google sees that every time you see your business on Google, you click on it and scroll through your website and check something out and look at your reviews, Google's like, oh, I guess this is the people they want to see, right? So they're going to start personalizing those results so it won't look as as maybe it would for everybody else. But
yeah. So I think another thing is when he's doing that, hopefully he's doing that like in incognito mode. That way it's not, he's logged in and everything.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Veteran Pressure Washing, thank you for your service. And great question. Came in late, not sure if it's been talked about, he says. But how do you feel about Google Guarantee?
I love Google Guarantee. I think Google Guarantee is taking up spots at the top of Google. And so it's making a little bit further scroll to go down to the organic. However, you still have about the 50% of people that just scroll immediately past the ads. Like as a consumer, I know that's how I am. I just scroll past the ads and go to the top organic listing. But with these Google Guaranteed ads, the cool thing is that any review you get on your Google Business Profile will show up on your Google Guaranteed ads. Sometimes it takes a day or some latency in between, but they'll show there. Any review you get for your Google Guaranteed service won't show up on your Google Business Profile. So I think Google Guaranteed ads are great. If you have the money, they can be expensive in certain areas for certain search terms. I mean, I talked to a HVAC company the other day in Atlanta or something who said they were spending over $20K a month just on Google Guaranteed ads. And so that's a pretty penny, but depending on where you're located, they might be a lot more reasonably priced for you. And the biggest thing about Google Guaranteed is that you just have to make sure you're answering the phone. If you're not answering the phone, Google's going to quit ranking you. You're just going to be wasting money. And so make sure you're answering the phone. And then also within Google Guaranteed, if you get a bad lead, you can just dispute the lead with Google and say, hey, this person was just a tire kicker. This person wasn't qualified, and they'll give you the money back for that lead. So,
okay, nice. It's a good look. Yeah. Keith says sponsored versus non-sponsored. There's been several questions along the same line.
Yeah. So when let's just do a search here. You'll see that's what kind of the Google Guaranteed sponsored means. It just means that that they're paying to be there. And let's do a search for pressure washing. Let's do Atlanta. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what you'll see sometimes, I think, since they know I'm not there and I'm always just doing these searches, you'll see in the map pack, I'm not sharing my screen yet. Let me share my screen. All right, and then Jeremy, can you drag that on? There we go. All right, so you'll see sometimes in the map pack, you'll see like one at the top, or now they're putting them at the bottom too, where they're sponsored. Or if you click on more businesses, sometimes you'll see sponsored. You can see I've been doing just a bunch of random local business searches. So Google's quit showing me ads because they've said, hey, this person's not legit. But like if I refresh my page or come back tomorrow, it would probably start showing me ads again. But you'll see sponsored up here at the top. It just means people are paying. It's a good way to get to the top if you got the money to do it. Once again, you just want to make sure you're doing it right. You're answering the phones. If you're directing them to your website, you want to make sure that your website is converting. You have a clear call to action, and you're doing a good job of following up with those leads and stuff like that.
Adam Byers, thank you so much for your gift. And then Delta Clean, you guys are awesome. Thank you for your donation. We'll make sure that that this family gets these donations. Certainly do appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. Someone else had a question here. I'm going to find it super quick. Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Do I lack raking power since I don't have a listed address?
It's a great question. It's a great question. So when it comes to having a listed address, if you can list your address on Google, like if it's not a home or it's not a co-working space, I would definitely recommend doing it. It's gonna be easier for you to rank, especially where you're located, if you have an address. Now, if you're located way out of the service area that you want to rank for, it might be a good idea not to have that listed there publicly. But I mean, do y'all know those, like you probably see them at Target or whatever, those little, I forget, I don't know how to explain them, but you put your hand through them and like all the pins show out and your hand's there and all the ones fall through. Think about kind of the Google business profile and like having a listing like that. If you have your address, you're definitely going to get to stick your finger through right there, and around that little area where you're located, you're going to rank very well no matter what you do. You will rank very well around there. But if you're a service area business, you're kind of going to be like all the other pins that are just kind of ranking well in the places other people aren't listed, right? So if we got a service area here and you've got 5 people located, they're going to rank really well if they have an address. 5 people, they're going to rank really well around where they're located. But if you're a service area business and let's say you don't have an address within there, then you can kind of fill in the cracks.
Very interesting.
But I see service area businesses that rank incredibly well all the time, even in competitive markets. It's harder. You have to really emphasize on the website and the citations and the reviews and the other things you can do. But if you can list an address, I mean, if you can find an office that you can rent from somebody for a couple $100s a month just to put your sign on and just to get verified, it's probably worth it, depending on how competitive your area is.
Interesting. And that's a great point, because they will not allow for a P.O. box, but you're saying someone who, you got your buddy who you throw a couple $100 at him and say, can I use this as an address? Very interesting.
The legit, like basically anywhere besides the US right now, like if you're in Canada, Australia, UK, you can still use co-working spaces and stuff like that. But the US is what like the SEO community would call, the US is clapped. The US, Google has cracked down on the US in terms of co-working spaces and stuff like that. And so the way to do it legit, like the way Google says, it has to be a legit office with your signage. And technically it's supposed to be employed by a staff member, like somebody's supposed to be there.
Sure.
As a pressure washing business or home service business, that's a little bit hairy because you might have an employee there, but they might be out washing or doing stuff, right?
Okay, fair enough.
And so what you could do to do it legit is, find a buddy that's got an extra room in his office. Find a buddy that's got an extra room at his, say his, I don't know if it was like a med spa or something. Find something that could be your office with your signage that you have access to, that you could, collect mail and stuff like that too. And you could technically get it verified that way. You just have to be careful because Google is pretty stingy on the US.
So crazy interesting. Man, there's so many things to talk about.
I know, it's wild.
This like, so Clay, back in the day, I'm 54 years old. Back in the day, the conversation would be the yellow pages, and that's all the conversation. We finished the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, my job as a pressure washer is like the first thing that I do. That's like the main thing that I do. Yeah. But my second job is to be a marketeer. Yeah. I got to be a finance guy. Yeah. I've got to be a mechanic. Like there's so many things that go along with being a pressure washing business. But this one thing you cannot overlook and pretend that it doesn't exist. You got to get your head out of the sand. Google is serious. And so because advertising is serious. So let's talk about your business. We've spent a lot of time talking about everybody else's business. We've got a good 10 minutes here. I really want to pitch. I want your elevator pitch. Tell us what you do and how we can get in contact with you and how you can help us in our businesses.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Jeremy's got a link. He's got a link that anybody that signs up with that link will get your first 5 reviews for free. And so when I started Review Harvest, they're really the only options out there were subscription-based pricing, where you're going to pay, $99, $100, $300 a month. Like the OGs, like Podium and Bird Eye, the original review companies, nowadays they're charging like $400 a month to get started with them. And so we offer pay-per-review pricing, which means that it scales up or down with your business. If you're a brand new pressure washer and you got 5 previous customers, you can still get started with us. You don't pay until you get reviews, and you only pay for the reviews you get, right? You only pay for the 4 and 5 star reviews you get. But our whole goal with Review Harvest is to make this, like Jeremy said, it's just automated, it's hands off. Like you said, it's one less thing that you have to worry about. As a pressure washer, you got to do good work. You got to manage the finances. You got to worry about marketing, and we want to take reviews off your plate for forever, right? So if you get started with us, you can schedule an onboarding call, or you can just walk through and set it up yourself. But we'll get integrated into whatever system you're using, whether it's Market, whether it's Jobber, whether QuickBooks, whatever you're using, we'll get integrated so that whenever you close a job out, whenever you get paid, that customer's information automatically goes into Review Harvest. We're automatically requesting that review. We're automatically responding to that review for you once you get it. And we're automatically repurposing that review onto your website with our website widgets, and social media posting is coming very soon. We'll be able to automatically post beautiful review posts for every 5-star review you get on your Instagram and Facebook. So,
wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the best elevator ride I've ever had right there.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, let me be honest. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we had this conversation over the last year and a half? How much is a Google review worth to you?
Yeah.
You know how much it's worth? It's priceless.
It is truly priceless.
Yeah.
It's really priceless.
Yeah. Because they will stay there, because a review is your little salesperson that is going to be seen by so many other future customers, potential customers, and they're just going to sell for you. 83% of consumers read reviews before they make a local purchasing decision. And so all those reviews you get are going to be your little sales guys or girls, out selling your service for you, right? And, like I said, as consumers are more and more skeptical, reviews are becoming more and more important, because people want to know that, when I hire this service, how's it going to go? So,
guys, listen, Clay, you wouldn't know this about me, but I pitched this so hard in my personal group with Exclusively Fresh that if I didn't have any business, like I didn't have anything on the agenda, I would go work. I would go wash things for people, and I would ask for reviews.
100%.
So your review becomes an employee. It becomes a salesman for you.
Yeah.
That's free.
100%.
Like, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And the lifetime value of a review, Jeremy said it best, it's priceless.
It is.
People read them. People read these reviews. And here's a little nugget real quick. I will screenshot my review, which is public.
Yeah. I
will screenshot my review, and I will add that to my Facebook ads.
Yeah.
This is what people are saying about Mike's Pressure Washing.
Yep.
And I will screenshot the actual and crop it in there. Guys, that's a little nugget right there. Take that one. It's free. And, it's an employee that, oh, by the way, it's an employee that never calls in sick.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Yeah.
Shows up before you do.
100%. No, it is priceless. And that's what with that, those review posts, like we'll have social media come in, you'll click on connect Facebook, connect Instagram, and then you can upload your photos, your logo, and customize each review post and each template, and we can automatically post all those 5 stars for you. In Austin, I saw this review and I saw this one coming. I've only been in business for 2 years, man. We got 400 customers, but we got about 250 of them in the last 3 months.
That's awesome.
Give me a second. Let me cook. Let me cook.
I love it.
That's about 30 or 40% of our customer base has left us a review, but I'm sure we can do better than that.
I'm going to get off the phone now, when we get off the show here, I'm going to go and leave you a review. So,
Oh, I appreciate it. There we go. 169. Take that, Austin.
there you go.
I get it.
Yeah, if you found value in it, leave him a review.
That's right. Y'all look up Review Harvest and go leave me a review.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Austin, you already there.
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah.
You bring value.
That's a great ask, Jeremy. That's a great ask. Great suggestion. Let's
Well,
all do that tonight. Will that help you? Is that something that would help you, or is it going to hurt
Yeah,
you?
that was my other point. That's my other point on that is that for businesses like ours that don't really care about our local ranking, like I'm not like just trying to get people locally, I'm trying to get people all over. Really, nobody finds our Google business profile unless they type in directly Review Harvest.
That's right,
So
yeah.
if they type in Review Harvest, that branded search pops up and it's some social cred for us, which is great.
Yeah.
But most people that find us aren't typing in just normal Review Harvest. So we push really heavy on video testimonials. That's kind of what we do for a lot of our review stuff. But obviously, reviews are still important.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're glad to help out. Certainly.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, just touch on, if you don't mind, the AI responses. We touched on it a little bit in the front end.
Yeah.
How is that generated? Now, for those of us, including myself, who aren't terribly savvy with this stuff,
Yeah.
it's helpful. And I pitch this a lot with my guys, that it really pays to be articulate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to your customer, you sound professional, you can answer questions, you look people in the eye, firm handshake, all of that stuff matters.
Yeah.
If you're not particularly gifted with articulation,
Yeah.
then AI is your friend.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. So we just plug in directly to OpenAI. So it's, we're plugged into the back end of there. And once we get that review, we say, what does this review say? What is the star rating of this review? What is the customer's name? And how can we generate a personalized response to this, right? And so one of my favorite ones is locally here, I work with a beach bonfire company. So most people are like, what the heck is that? Basically, people pay them $500 to $2,000 for one night on the beach where they go get the permits and set up a bonfire. And so they have like 900 reviews or something. And one of the reviews was like, 38 Blaze did an amazing job, giving us a review. The attendant was very helpful. He put wood on the fire all night. And they even made sure that the bonfire was close to the handicap beach access ramp, so that my grandma, who's in a wheelchair, was able to make it there, right? And the review response is like, Jessica, we're so happy we were able to serve you and your grandma. We're happy that we were able to put the bonfire close so she was able to get to it easily and all that stuff. And so it's going to take context from that review and respond to it just like you or I would.
Well,
amazing.
That's fire right there, guys.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Buck and Doe about AI sounding bad. So this is actually so funny because we spent so much time on the back end prompting, and you can do like what's called structured output for AI, which basically means you want it to come back in a certain way and you want to give it some more structure and less of a leash to kind of run with just generic AI jargon. There's certain words that AI loves to use. And so you want to ask it to make it sound more like a human, to like remove the word, like don't say the word thrilled as much. Like when we first started, we're like, hey, we just responded to 1,000 reviews, and 950 of them said the word thrilled. Like it probably would make sense for thrilled to come up maybe 60 times, 70 times, 100 times. And so you have to kind of like play with it on the back end to make it sound more human. But yeah. That's what now that we've gotten 50,000 plus reviews in the last year or so for our customers. We have lots of data to be like, hey, this is the good review response. This is the bad review response.
Okay.
You can just keep training it and it gets better and better.
Yeah, no, that's clever.
Crazy.
Yeah, and to his point, I am the world's worst of just typing in the same response.
Yeah.
And it's genuine. I
Yeah.
am very grateful.
Yeah.
But no, I can appreciate his question there. That makes sense. Yeah, and Alumni Fishing here says, I left your review. Thanks for all the info.
Oh, I appreciate it. Already at 170. Y'all rock.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome.
That's great.
What do you think, Jeremy? Good stuff. Hey, guys,
Brother,
next
this has been good.
Yeah, next week We're going to be talking a lot about the upcoming retreat in January, which Lord willing will take place and there in Gatlinburg. Jeremy and myself, along with our wives, will be spending Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Gatlinburg, and we're going to be scouting out some new locations for the upcoming retreat. And I've already had several people say, "Hey, I can't wait for it," and I hope that we're going to have it. Well, that's the plan. We'll plan to be flexible, but at this point, we are planning to have the retreat, and we'll talk a lot about that next week because Lord willing, we'll actually be able to nail down a location, or at least have 2 or 3 to choose from, and we'll keep you posted on that.
Yep, absolutely. And real quick before we sign off, if you guys are wanting more information and to follow along with that, I want to share the Facebook group with you guys, the Smoky Mountain Wash Retreat. So just let me copy this real quick. I'm going to drop it over into the comment section right now. So all you got to do is click on that link, join the group, and then we'll have more information coming in the group. So I'm actually going to put a poll in there probably tomorrow. So if you guys can see it and answer it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, when you pray tonight, if you would pray for Brittany. Now, Brittany is my employee and married to Bobby. Who's
she's also Bobby's employee, according to what
this
Bobby
is true.
said.
She but the thing
I
is, we
said,
can.
I said, I bet she is Bobby. I'd tell her that.
But Brittany is under the weather, and we're praying for Brittany tonight as well. Yeah.
And remind me, his name was it Jesse? The guy, was that his name?
Yeah. We're praying for Jesse. Jesse's last name is Grover. Jesse Grover. So Jesse fell off a roof this week, maybe this weekend, passed away. We found out about it this week. So he passed away. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. I don't know Jesse, didn't know Jesse, but he appears to be in his mid to late 30s, early 40s. So we're going to pray for Jesse's family. And then again, at the bottom of the screen, you see those scrolling Venmo and Cash App addresses. If you want to leave a donation, we'll make sure that his wife gets there. Also, someone called and said, "Hey, do you think we could talk to the powers that be at the Huge and maybe pass the hat?" Well, I've already gotten several contact informations from some people who are a little higher ranking in pressure washing than I am, who've responded and said they have some numbers for me to call. So we're going to make that happen, or we're going to at least attempt to. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. All right. Are we ready to go for prayer?
We are. Thank you. Thank you so much, Clay.
Happy to be
Clay,
here.
this has been amazing. Absolutely. This has been fun. So we got Jesse Grover and we got Brittany Linden.
And I'll add one more to that. You he call him Gramps. You can just my wife's grandpa, they're down here on vacation this week. He's got really bad dementia, and the family doesn't get to see him a lot. And when he travels, it just gets worse because he doesn't know where he is. So it's really nice to be around a bunch of family. Everybody loves seeing him, but it's just hard to also see him like that because it gets pretty bad when he doesn't know where he is and where the restroom is and stuff like that. So yeah, you can just Grandpa Nagel.
Okay, Gramps. For Gramps. All right, are we ready?
We are.
All right. Heavenly Father, Lord God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here tonight to fellowship and just to be around like-minded folks. We thank you for allowing Clay to bring the fire, bring the heat tonight, Lord, and to educate us that we can grow our business to better serve our families and better serve our communities. We thank you for that opportunity, for the education, Lord. Tonight, I want to pray for Jesse Grover, Lord, for his family, specifically, Lord, that while they're dealing with this life without him, as they're just devastated, praying for his kids, his wife, his friends, his family, praying for peace and comfort, praying, Lord, that, as they go on throughout these next few days, that they can find that peace and comfort and celebrate his life, Lord, that, he seemed to be a really great father from what I've noticed and people talking about him, and Lord, just be with everyone who was around him. Also, Lord, I want to pray for Brittany Linden. I pray for a speedy recovery. Also, I should also mention I would like to pray for Gramps and the family, and just for peace and comfort, and just enjoying their time together on this vacation. Father, I want to give you thanks for your son, Jesus Christ, most importantly. Without him, I am nothing. So I give you praise and glory for that. Just lead us, guide us, direct us, keep us safe with a hedge of protection around us as we go out and provide for our families, Lord. In Jesus' name, I ask these things. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Clay, we can do this again. We got to do this again,
Yeah.
Clay.
I'm game. It's past my bedtime, but I'm game. This is great. And I'm in
going to the
Central Time.
movie.
I'm in Central Time.
I'm leaving.
True. This is true. We thank you for staying up so late and partying with us.
Right.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Peace.
Guys, bye-bye.